What up? What up? How we doing, good people? Hope y'all having a great afternoon. So I'm just headed back home now. I'm about halfway through, maybe not even halfway through of Kwame Brown's latest video. And I'm just realizing something, man. Kwame Brown is tapped in, man. He's tapped in. On a spiritual level, he's tapped in. He's tapped into some different wave of information, man. This guy, I'm watching him go in and out of different characters. I'm watching him bring up different subjects. He goes into a comedian skit and just roast whoever. Going in and out of characters. This guy is tapped into some kind of different energy, man, I'm telling you. And on top of that, if you think about it, he's been doing this now. He's been doing this for a while now. It's been over a month. It's probably about almost 2 months, I think. Where's the energy coming from, man? This guy, he's tapped into some divine-ish, if you get my drift. So I'm hearing him talk about LeBron now. And apparently Chris Paul, and you never know, man. I mean, he's been hitting at LeBron for a while. And if you think about it, LeBron, I remember the finals last year when they won the last game, when they won the finals. I remember LeBron acting very obnoxious and kind of like just strange. He was, if you remember the finals, you know, they were passing the trophy around and saying a little spiel. LeBron was acting really weird. It's like his ego was on 1,000. You know, I'm not a huge LeBron fan. You know, I give him his props. He's great. You know, he's one of the greats. But at the same time, you know, what is he on? You know, what's giving him the ability to bring whatever player he wants to play with on the team? You know, what is he tapped into? You know what I mean? What group is he in? You know? Hello, Kim Kennedy. You know, that's my breakdown on LeBron. Now with Chris Paul, I didn't see the game last night. I saw some of the game. I saw some of the last half, but I didn't see the whole game. But I guess Chris Paul was acting weird with Maria Taylor, the girl that took Rachel, what's her name? Rachel, whatever her last name is, place. I'm trying to watch this traffic and drive. So you never know. You never know. I tell you this, and I said this before. Kwame has discovered this. He discovered that glitch in the Matrix. We all know about the Matrix. We all know that every now and then you'll have a glitch. But I think he reached in that glitch and he's spreading that damn thing apart right now. And we're discovering all sorts of different things about different people and different groups and different cliques. You know? And I was just thinking, he brought up Charlemagne again. And, you know, I've been watching The Breakfast Club since they came on, really. I don't watch it anymore. Unless they have somebody on there that I really respect and I really want to hear what they got to say. But other than that, I don't watch it anymore. But watching The Breakfast Club for 8, 9 years or whatever, 10 years, I don't know how long they've been on now. I've been watching since the beginning. and I stopped watching maybe 2 or 3 years ago, like every day. I was watching every single day. I wanted to see who they had on. They had me. I was sold. In the beginning, when Charlemagne was acting real strange and smelling seats, and the first time I saw him smell a seat, I said, okay, that's something a high school kid would do. I've seen high school kids. I've had friends, high school friends, that did stuff like that. Smell the teacher's seat, smell the teacher's shoe, and then I thought it was weird. I'm like, man, that's some new level type stuff. But when I saw him doing stuff like that, then passing the boomki around, I'm like, how is it that he can do these type things and nobody else on the internet is doing this? Nobody else on TV is doing this. How is he, especially a black person, how is he able to do these things? But what I'm saying is, I got to study Charlemagne in particular, specifically Charlemagne. And I believe that with all that's going on, with Kwame coming at him the way he is, because he's coming. This dude is he's relentless. Like I said, he's got to be tapped into something different, And, but I believe that behind the scenes, Charlemagne, his ego, Charlemagne the God, the ego, the character, is outraged. I'm willing to bet he is outraged. I'm willing to bet that Stephen A. Smith is outraged. I'm willing to bet Steven Jackson is outraged. Matt Barnes, Rachel Nichols, that's her last name. I bet she's out. Well, she may not be as outraged about with Kwame, but all of these people that came at Kwame, Boyce Watkins, all of these people that came at him, either directly or indirectly, because they definitely came at him indirectly. Charlemagne did, Boyce Watkins did. Just think about it. Think about it now. I'll give it to him. Kwame is a very smart dude. You put somebody's information out there like that for the world to hear it, you do that for a reason. You do that for a reason. You got some kind of special interest going on, Something behind the scenes is going on. When you put somebody's information out there like that for the world to hear, and then when Boyce Watkins come on and he got these key words that he's speaking, take it now, they could do this to take down his page. And I think he has some mental issues. Those key words, those key words are inserted in conversations so that people like me and you will step back and take another look at the situation and be like, well, maybe he does have some kind of mental issues, or it may set off a red flag to a YouTube CEO or a YouTube person, to where they start taking a better look at the site or whatever. Whatever the case is, I think it was intentional. It was indirect, but it was intentional. Some of the things that were going on, because Kwame's a powerful dude. He's a powerful dude. I don't want to say ordained, because I said before that he's a preacher, but people got a little upset by that. I didn't mean that he was a preacher in the bad sense. You do have good preachers out there. Believe it or not, there's still good pastors out there. There's still good, religious, respectable men out there. I think he's ordained. I think he's touched by some different spiritual level. Anybody, just watching him go in and out of character, he'll be cracking up with jokes, have you crying, laughing. He's almost a comedian. He's almost, I don't want to name drop, I guess you can say. Well, this won't be a name drop, but I compare him to, I'll say this, Dave Chappelle changed his skit, or he changed his style of comedy when he came back. After Dave Chappelle came back after his 12-year hiatus or whatever it was, he was still Dave Chappelle, but he was more cut. He was built. You could tell he'd been working out. But he also had a different style of comedy. It was like this serious, I would say it was like Richard Pryor, after Richard Pryor, if you guys studied Richard Pryor, when he realized that the crowd was laughing at him and not laughing at his jokes, he left comedy. He left that style of comedy because he was doing like a Bill Cosby type clean cut style of comedy. He left that. He just walked off stage I think he was in Vegas. He walked off stage, he left and came back as the Richard Pryor that we knew him as. You know, a lot of people don't know Richard Pryor was, and maybe a lot of people do, but Dave Chappelle did something similar to that when he came back. He was more serious. He still had the jokes, but he made you think a whole lot more. You know, Chris Rock has always had that element of comedy to him. But I say Kwame Brown was he's just sitting down giving you a style of comedy that, obviously he's not doing routines, he's not writing down jokes. All these things are just coming to him as he's sitting there. That's what I mean by he's tapped into something different. He's sitting there, going into different characters, doing impersonations, doing damn near spot on impersonations. He's doing these impersonations, and then he have you laughing and joking. Next thing you know, he's serious as a heart attack, giving you some real game. It's nice to witness. It's intimidating. It's intimidating, and that's why I say, behind the scenes, these people are sweating bullets. They gotta be, because I don't see nowhere for this guy to go but up. I don't see nowhere for him to go but up. And like I said, he messaged me. He commented on one of my videos not too long ago, and for him to take time out to do that, and it was very, very respectable and well thought out. I can tell that he wasn't trying to disrespect me at all. I can tell, that it wasn't any kind of beef. He was just pointing out something. And I respect that. For somebody who's on a much higher level than I am, he may not think so. To take time out to kind of, that was like mentoring, if you ask me. Even though he's younger than me, he gave me some real good advice. So I appreciate that. And it's been on my mind for a while. I reached out to certain people, and you don't get any kind of response. You don't get any kind of feedback. Nothing. Oh, well, Sinbad. I was going back and forth with Sinbad on Twitter. I DM'd him a couple times, and he DM'd me back a couple times. I used to talk to Professor Griff every now and then. I would call him up because he put his number out there on YouTube, and I called him up and he answered the phone. And I spoke to him. The last time I spoke to him, we had a disagreement, and that was maybe 7 years ago. But we had a disagreement. He couldn't understand why I was asking for help. I always seem to be asking for help, I guess. It's extremely hard for a writer, especially an African American writer. And I'm guilty of asking different celebrities for help. And that's something I don't do anymore. I don't do it anymore because I like I said before, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You know, it'll be by my own strength. You know, by my own merit. So I don't ask for help anymore. I will be sending Kwame Brown a few of my books. I might send him Saving Miss Caroline and Jaja maybe. I may send them all of my books. You know, just to see if it goes anywhere, because he said if you're a small business owner, send him some stuff. I consider me being a writer, you know, a small business owner. But yeah, that's really. I'm gonna go back to watching the rest of the video here in a little bit. I still got maybe an hour and a half before I'm home. But he's tapped into something, man. He's tapped into something beautiful. He's tapped into something that we've never seen before. This has never happened online. I gotta say that. I've never seen this online. Because I think that Kwame, if he continues to go the way he's going, and he's getting better and better, you know, he had, when I looked at the chat, when I looked at who was on looking at him or watching this video, it was like 13,000 people watching at one time. And this is in the middle. This is 12 o'clock. Well, not even 12 o'clock. It was about 11 o'clock when he was on, I think. So that means that 13,000 people are at work watching this guy. Probably got the earbuds in the cubicles, watching and listening, or just maybe listening. I've never seen this before. You know, Joe Rogan is probably the most dominant podcaster on YouTube, right? That I can think of. And now you got Kevin Samuels. He comes on late at night. Everybody's off. And Joe Rogan is on Spotify now. This is live. He's live. And Joe Rogan also has 10 million subscribers. Kwame Brown has, I believe, 300 and some thousand. You know, this is not happened before. This is something brand new. And by his own words, you know what I mean, what he's talking about, he's talking facts. He's talking manhood. He's talking about being a good parent. He's talking about certain things that are not acceptable. And all of these things I agree with. All these things I agree with. And I said it before, I don't agree with everything he says. But the majority of things that he's talking about, I agree with. And I'll say it again. You shouldn't agree with everything with anybody, you know. But if the person is making a lot of sense, and they're not talking about hurting anybody, they're not talking about doing anything that's going to jeopardize, you know, my life or anybody else's life, and he has 13,000 people watching him live, I would be a fool to try to ignore that. Like I said, you got people behind the scenes. They know all of this. You don't need an analyst to tell you what's going on. These people are in trouble. These people are in trouble, I'm telling you. Everybody that he's going after right now, they know. That's why you got Steven Stack 5. That's why you got him. He keeps coming on videos, live or whatever, going on podcasts. He's trying to reverse this thing that's on him right now. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's almost like a wave that you can see way out. I can see it way out at sea. So wave coming in. I'm talking a big ass wave. It's gonna, a damn tsunami. It's coming in. And I can see it. And other people can see it too. I guarantee. Other people can see it. If you can't see it, you're in trouble. That's all I can tell you. For all those people that went at him, and now, they're being quiet now. Notice that. They're being quiet. I mean, he said that Charlemagne is sending people at him behind the scenes. And I believe it. But he's not saying anything on the radio, no tweets, no none of that. None of that. Everybody's trying to behave now. Everybody's trying to just pretend that nothing's going on. Oh, we see it though. We see it. We definitely see. Definitely see something's going on. I mean, my suggestion to them, I don't know, maybe they could try to apologize to the guy. Maybe a public apology. Public apology may help. You got to admit that you were wrong, and you got to admit that, I don't know, Kwame probably won't accept an apology. No, he already turned down Charlemagne's apology, so that's not going to work. That's not going to work because he knew it wasn't genuine. It wasn't real. It wasn't from the heart. And I can't say I blame the guy, You can tell when people really apologize. I mean, all of a sudden now you're sorry. You didn't think about any of this beforehand, All of a sudden now you're sorry. Now you want to say, now you realize that putting somebody's information out there was wrong. Come on, man. Let's get real. Oh man, so I'm about to go back to this video and watch the rest of it. I gotta get some gas. Oh man. Yeah, it's refreshing. It's refreshing. If you guys like the content, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe. I appreciate all the love that I'm receiving. You guys continue to be blessed. I'll see y'all another day.